here in the workshop, and we've been carving on some spoons and been working on this guy and sanding this old coffee spoon and stuff. And this is some serious old wood here, it really is. Let me pull you back a little bit, but it came from this hunk of wood, and so did that one. So we're gonna work on this a little bit. Hope everybody's doing all right. This piece of wood has been in the other workshop for a long time, a really long time. Well, it's not raining here, thank goodness. Had about 2 inches of rain yesterday, and the day before that, about an inch and a half, and about 2 or 3 days before that, about 3 inches. So we're drying out a little bit. Yeah, this is some seriously old wood here. It really is. It's supposed to get up in the upper 70s today. Alright, let's put this like right here, and put this in the brace for a minute or two. Yeah, better do it down low. There we go. Yeah. This is about the dimensions of a teaspoon. Of course, I call it a coffee spoon. All right, let's see who's here with us. Rhinestone, Suzanne, good to see you. Food Forest Permaculture. All right, Bud Files. All right, Indian Hemlock. All right, good to see everybody. Hopefully everybody's having a great day. Like I said, it is not raining here. Yay! First time in a while we have not been underwater. Let's see here, we got T-Bird Stacking, good to see you, man. Awesome, good to see you. These are those sanding blocks. You can get them on Amazon for just about $10 and get different grits and stuff. And I have found that they work quite a bit better than like a sheet of sandpaper. You know, like your typical. You can cut them, you can wash them. I've also been using this Dremel attachment. It's got like a Velcro face on it, and you get these little disc, you know, different grits. And of course, now and again you need the old-fashioned paper. Oh, no problem there, T-Bird. How's everything, man? Good to see you. Suzanne Anderson, all right, man. Food Forest Permaculture. How's the weather, man? Warming up any? We use a little bit of this old hand sandpaper for a second. By switching it up now and again, you get different grain Yeah. Who's ready for summer? I tell you what, it's not long. I live in coastal Virginia, right here on the Atlantic Ocean, and it typically gets up into mid to upper 80s, and then on into the 90s as you get later in the process. And it's not far. It's going to get really, really hot, and I don't know whether you can hear the fan in there in the workshop going, but it's on its way. And I know me and Woodchucker have been talking about maybe doing a little collab, and this is a large spoon that I had talked to him about, and we might be able to work a project together. We'll see. We're working on that. Yeah, this is gonna be pretty cool when it finally gets all done. I got another one over here, and we got a bunch of blanks cut outside, letting them dry. We got some birch wood. This ought to make for a pretty spoon too, I really think. This is I call this the old dragon tail spoon, and it's drying, and this is like I call this like a frying pan spoon. The bowl's not all that deep, but you can use it right to push your stuff around in your frying pan, or your George Foreman grills and all that kind of stuff. What else we got here? Little camping spoon. These things are made stout and tough, and then carry this out in the woods with you in your pocket. It's definitely not going to break. Got this little ladle. Same thing. Fits in the category of like camping. All right, man. Yeah, it cooled down here after the tornadoes we had on Tuesday. Oh wow! Hopefully no damage or deaths or injuries or anything like that. We got lucky here the other day, man. There were tornadoes and stuff all to the south, and stuff to the north, and the neighbor across the street, he had a tree come down on top of his Jeep, and we heard that hit, and there was like a bunch of crunching sounds and stuff. And I tell you what, man, these last 3 weeks, man, there ain't many places in the USA and Canada that hadn't had a storm. And if you're interested in carving spoons, the thing you got to remember is no right. There is no wrong. It just whatever pleases to your own individual eye, So, let's see here. Food for it. It was sure cold for a while, but man, today sunny. Lots of folks planting cucumbers and tomatoes. Yep, got mine going. We've been dealing with like stink bugs and cutworms and stuff, but where's that stuff at? I've been giving them the old 7 dust treatment. Yeah. If we're going to do all that trouble, I want to eat it, not the cutworm. Yeah. Tornado passed a couple of miles from my house. The house was fine, but a big oak tree fell on the neighbor's house all the way across the... Woo! Man. Nobody got killed, did they? Jeez. Wow. I'm wanting to say this wood, man, it probably got knocked down by a storm. Oh, around 2004, 2005, or something like that. Luckily, they weren't home. Oh, wow, okay. And I'll tell you what, like I said, that's not too many places in the USA and Canada over the last 3 or 4 weeks has gotten away from experiencing some storms. All right. So what do you think? Deeper dish or bowl, I should say, or for coffee purposes? I mean, I guess you could probably eat your Jello or something with it if I deepen the bowl a little bit. But all right. Sound like the U.S. Air Force is alive and well out there. Live about 5 miles from Langley Air Force Base, about 6 miles from the Atlantic Ocean. All right, let's see if anybody is in here. We've got like 5 in the room and 3 thumbs up. And this, let's see here. This is the other half of that piece of wood. You see, just it is ancient. It's literally been hanging up in that shed up on that shelf now for a long time. All right, T-Bird stacking. All right, man. Thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate it so much. Let's see here. Let's bring it like that and clean up this throat of the bowl. And this particular one, I did not put a crank in it, and the crank of the spoon is when you get that angle one way or the other. And this is like an old real stout piece of wood that we made for like camping purposes. But let's see what else we got over here that is over here drying it. There you go. Here's a really old coffee scoop, man. This thing is old. It is really old. Yeah. Probably more destined for the junk pile, but you can see the old spalted wood in there, the black lines and stuff. But when we first picked up this piece of wood, it's been a long time now. It was more dead decay than it was alive, but then we dried it, and you see our, let's see, angle all up like this. See right here, that is full of food grade mineral oil and coffee grounds. That's right, coffee grounds. That's what gives it the real dark color. Usually what I do when I get done is I just put it down there in the preservative junk and seal it up, and it gets a nice stain. Like I said, this wood is so old. I want to say it's maple, but man, it sure got the markings. It might be something else that's been in there. So you can see how the grain switches around. It's really old. You see a few of the old hatchet marks. Let's see here. Let's see. Good Times Homestead with Jen and Steve. It is good to see you. How's everything in your neck of the woods? I know we've been talking about storms and stuff. Hopefully you guys haven't had that. I need to make a paddle for boiling catfish. Oh, okay. No, crawfish. Okay. Awesome. Normally, my desk is completely full of sawdust, but I actually broke down and did a little cleaning the other day. Yeah, I know, don't fall over sideways. I not like the smell of sawdust, in my opinion. The old hook knife for taking out your bowl, you know. And here is an actual teaspoon, and we'll see just how close it is to specs. Right close. The factory made one's got a little bit of a upward crank on it, but you know, somebody was asking, how do you know when you're done? When it pleases your eye, you're done. You're done. I generally like to leave some of the little hatchet marks and stuff most of the time. Alright, look at the screen here. Alright. I keep peeking your spoons. We need to make one. I have hard hickory and black walnut, though. Black walnut is awesome, man. That, you know, it really is. And it really is just, you know, I'll tell you, here's basically what I do. Let me take this thing out real quick. I just get a spoon and lay it on a piece of wood that you've cut out. Trace a shape. And then get your old coping saw, cut it out, then take your detail knife, and if you like rounded edges, start rounding it off. If you like more like squares, do the same thing. And you got hook knives that'll help you dig out your bowl. But man, black walnut, that's awesome. I wish I could get a hold of some of that. So yeah, it really is just that simple. I mean, I have been toying with the idea of getting a scroll saw, and the reason why I'm coping with that is I've osteoarthritis, joint surgery. The old way it gets a little tough, man. Nancy Drew, have you ever tried food coloring for a stain? I did. I put some red in there one time, and you know, it came out okay. I don't know whether I still have that spoon here in the drawer or not. Let's take a look. There we go. So to answer your question,